excuse me, but I have to admit my heart is is, is running before my thoughts. You know, I see what's going on, and I see the nature of humanity, and it is bad, bad, guys. So, hello everybody. My name is Wisdom. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Uh, I've given the synopsis of what's going on. Many times, as you know, I bought a Goshen. I bought a farm because God showed me everything that was happening right now. Please excuse my voice. I suffer from laryngitis sometimes, especially when I worship and pray hard. So excuse my voice. But this channel is based on the fact that God. Hey Lisa, what's up, my love? I'm glad you're here. I came in early so that I could say hi to people. Because once I get started, I'm gonna, uh, I'm gonna walk away from the chat so that I can tell y'all what God is saying. You know, so I'm giving a little background on how this channel has come about and what has been going on, so that we could all be up to speed. You know what I mean? On why I'm even going live. Normally, I have my Bible, my grandmother's Bible with me, but today I just got to talk to the masses. So let me back up. I sold everything. Like I was the marketing director for a leading foster care firm in Cleveland, Ohio, and I sold everything because God Himself told me what is happening right now was coming. And I bought a small farm in rural Kentucky, and that's where I'm filming from right now. I'm in the back in my tent, but I've been laying here watching what's going on in LA and worshiping God. Let's start there. I worship God. So I was worshiping God and singing His praise, and then after a while, I decided to turn on the news and see what was going on in the world. Because I've been back here, as you guys can see, in my own little world. So I wanted to see what was going on. Well, at that time, I saw what was going on. Y'all see what's going on, okay? Y'all see what's going on, right? And it just broke my heart. It just made me go, wow. Now I see why they got rid of Martin Luther King. No, honestly, without Martin Luther King, they win. Oh, I had 27 viewers that went down to none. Without Martin Luther King, I hope y'all hear me. They win. I see why they did what they did. Hey, Rolex. Oh no, no, it says new Ro. I'm gonna call you Rolex. You know who you are. I can't pronounce the name. It looks like Roblox, but I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable. So uh, I'm gonna go with calling you Rolex. What up, Rolex? Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to give a quick synopsis so that I could go in on letting y'all know one strategy. We're gonna talk strategy. We're gonna talk about Martin Luther King. We're gonna talk about protests. We're gonna talk about football, right? So I'm gonna try to get this through. But I see why football and soccer was two different sports, because basically what we see organically out there in LA is football. Two sides standing up against, you get a few yards, we get a few yards, or we back you up a few yards, or once it gets too quiet, we back up a few yards. Y'all see what they doing out there. This has been planned from the beginning of time. Whatever they're doing right now, this theatric, yeah, I said it. This is theatric that they're doing right now. Now, mind you, they did the same theatrics in the civil rights movement. So I'm not saying it's not real. Oh, this is real. I mean, from the moment I heard that they was posting up at Home Depot, I knew from that moment that this was about to go evil. Why? Because, once again, I'm from Martin Luther King and them. Real talk. I'm from like I love black history and I love my culture and I love who I am as a person. So I know what that is. That what them hanging out at Home Depot is the same as if they were hanging out at Foot Locker trying to find the next athlete. Come on now, y'all know what it is. Like that is the most stereotypical. Like they don't have enough creativity since they're looking for criminals. They don't have enough creativity to go undercover and create, dispositions. No, they put together a quota. Go look. They literally ICE has a quota to where they will like as a job. If you have a job and you have a quota to meet, you got to get creative. And their best creativity was to hang out at Home Depots and harass people with an accent. Wow, people getting their hustle on. Wow, that's civil rights movement all day long. That's what we went through. No, that's what black folks went through. Like literally going to the store and being profiled and that. Wow. And I see now they did that just like they doing these theatrics. That was theatrics. They had this plan before it ends. You get what I'm saying? This is before it ends, right? So I have to air how I feel. Oh, Paul, if you're catching the playback, put it on double speed because I'm gonna just be rambling. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be rambling because I don't have my Bible. I just was sitting here watching the greatest atrocity that the civil rights movement, since the civil rights movement. I mean, stuff that would trigger you if you cared about being like it, knowing. Like, here we go. Let me give y'all some background. This to really show you why this matters. Y'all see how light skinned I am. I come from a family full of dark skinned people. Okay, black folks. Okay, I don't have any white family members. I know it look like I do, don't I? But no, I don't. I don't. Let me tell you why. Here's the truth on why. The My grandmother, my father's mother. Y'all met my father. Go back in the beginning. I've done thousands of videos. You'll see my father. My grandmother. My grandmother was raped by the Klan, right, in Little Rock, Arkansas, right? And then my grandfather killed some people. It's the truth. I'm telling the truth. And then they all moved to Cleveland, Ohio. But that my grandmother had my father. My father looked like who my father could have been twins with? The mayor of Cleveland. Y'all know that guy that you can't tell if he's black or not, but he sound black. That guy, or Victor Newman, that's who my dad looked like, but he was a black man. But he was a product of this type of hatred that we're seeing. So as a child, I've always been interested in understanding the psychology of this hatred. Like even to the point where I went and got a psychology and consumer behavior degree. You know what I mean, from Kent State University. You get what I'm saying? So I went that far to understand this color that was like remember the rest of my family is dark skin. Everyone else is dark skin. I'm not me, my daddy, and my cousin Lisa, the only ones that's light skinned. I don't know why she light skinned, but me, my daddy, the only ones. Everybody else is a deep, beautiful black. But I am like this. So if me and my dad, it gave us well, actually, my dad started it, but it gave us a mentality of trying to understand what was really going on, making history and knowledge and books and we be my daddy flat out. My daddy had a mantra that said, what's the most important thing in the world? And then us as children had to reply, education, because remember they didn't allow black folks to read, right? So we had to reply education, and then he would then say with that because with education you get what, and then we had to say power. You get what I'm trying to say? Like we was deep within understanding this because this was the difference within my family. We were picked on. A lot happened with being this color in a deep black family. But long story short, reason why I'm telling you that is so one that you will know that I was always deep within the within knowledge of understanding what was really going on in the world because this don't make no sense. This don't make no sense, right? And understanding, like here we go. I always ask myself if I was back in the civil rights movement, like would I be quiet or would I, or better yet, forget the civil rights movement. We'll go back further than that. I'd always ask myself if I was in slavery, would I try to escape or would I chill? You get what I'm trying to say? The reason why I'm telling you all that is I'm a definite student of the entire civil rights movement. Better yet, here we go. Let me give y'all some forward ground. I was on the board of Black PhDs. I'm not a PhD. You know what I mean? I don't even know why God placed me there, but I was. I was on everybody else was PhD. I was just that. I think I was the voice of the people. I'm not exactly sure why I traveled with them, but they asked me to, so I said yes. Right? But during Trayvon Martin, we Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice. Oh my God, y'all know me. I mean, I was down. I was this far. Like if we were ant people, I was this far away from Tamir Rice when they killed him. I worked at Applewood Center, right, like one block over when they killed that boy. Like I heard the gunshots. We heard the ambulance going. We heard it all happen. You get what I'm saying? Ah. This is hurting my heart because I see what's coming, and I see why it's coming, and I see why they had. Don't you see it? You see why they had to get rid of Martin Luther King. You hear all those people out there in LA cussing at the police, acting a doggone fool, but they don't have Black history. They took Black history out of school, right? Martin Luther King won that battle. He won, flat out. So if you want to win such a battle, wouldn't you do the exact same thing? Real talk, non-violence, opposition. Here we go. Or let's go with Malcolm X. We'll even go with Malcolm X on this conversation, which was powerful. Remember how Malcolm X in the movie? We don't know. We wasn't there, but we know that in the movie he flat out had all of the people that standing there in suit and tie, and then hit him with the, and then everybody turned. Right now, what y'all doing out there? Y'all better start studying because this has happened to a people before. Let me see what y'all saying to me because I'm super. Well, actually, this is about the time it was supposed to start. So you said, my love. Lisa said, we do not need Democrats or Republicans. We just need our Savior, Jesus Christ, our Father. Hallelujah, Lisa. Because that's the thing about it. Evil is permeating amongst all people. That's another reason. Even though I just gave y'all that deep understanding of how I was giving y'all credibility for why it's been important, why it's been a part of my life, understanding the civil rights movement, right? But I want y'all to know this next part, right? I know that evil is real and it ain't got no skin color. If you've been watching this channel, you know that you know how I genuinely feel. You get what I'm trying to say? You will know all aspects. I'm like a person that definitely steps back and needs to understand because of everything I told y'all. Not hate. No, I need to understand. Because if I hate, I'd hate myself. I'd look in the mirror and hate myself. You get what I'm trying to say? So no, I gotta understand, and I'm praying that this broadcast will help you guys want to understand. Because if we get like they are getting out there with the, I hear people yelling, calling the police that, trying to make it personal, acting crazy. That is not proper. Hallelujah. That is not the way that you win over the masses. That is not the way. That is not the way of God. That is not the way of our Father. Martin. That's why this is entitled "Without Martin Luther King, They Win." So if we can't muster up that spirit, you about to let them win. Not only are you about to let them win, you about to excite some things that you don't know. You about to basically watch the devil come. Because remember, the abyss has been open. No, because like I get it, y'all. A lot of y'all like idolaters don't see that God is real. So y'all automatically don't realize he's here. He's encamped among us, and the devil is real too. And that there are the abyss has been opened. That they're using this as a distraction for the real evil that's permeating within our community. I'm getting started. Hold on. Actually, I got started before I came here. Oh, but yes, there's something way evil, like way more evil, and that's why they gotta listen. I pray y'all share this. Please share this. Please like and share. Honestly, my videos don't get as far as they need to, because I'm telling you, what's his name? Brandon Briggs, he get like millions of views, a whole bunch of views. But he had confirmed it. We definitely talking to the same God. I'm gonna go ahead and give him that much. Real talk. We definitely talking to the same God because he confirmed it. I've been telling y'all for 3 years now that God said we're gonna have to get a Christmas like spirit, like that Dundee Forest. That we're gonna have that. We gotta have that love for our fellow men. If we're humans, if fellow beings, if we're gonna make it through this, we have to have that. Once again, I had like five viewers in this match, but that's what I mean by the Martin Luther King of it. That's why they got rid of him. And y'all see when Malcolm X went to nonviolent kindness and real legislation, that kind of mind frame, when he forgave some things, when he went to that mind frame, they got rid of him too. Why? 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 Well, we see why. Now don't we see why? Because they out there doing all this stuff that's acting like they don't know. They don't know because they took it out to school. And on top of that, they made them think that maybe they was in the club. You get what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm trying to talk about. Y'all know what I'm saying. Stop acting like you don't know. You know, with the Latino race, I said it. They made a lot of them. They made them think they was in the club. So therefore, they was acting real like, they above us in that concept. I'm being honest. Hey, I'm being honest. Hey, ain't nothing else but to happen, but it all to be on the table. Real talk. So that's the truth. So right now it's coming out with that same type of entitlement, and the truth is, baby, you ain't got that entitlement. Not in this world. You really don't. I know you think you do because they made you think you do, but they about to show you what's really going on. Real talk. And the only way to win this, Martin Luther King himself, the study the civil rights movement. I'm saying it. Study the civil rights movement. Nonviolent opposition is the only way to win. That Christmas vibe. That's the only way to win. Honestly, don't get me wrong. I'm telling you to defend your square. You know what your square is, just your home. I get it. But at the same point, you gotta organize. Y'all gotta go to churches like how we was going. If you gonna watch it, like if you're about to embark on the same endeavor, because don't all Mexicans ain't elite, flat out. All Mexicans are not. Just because they got an accent does not make them elite, and that ain't right. You get what I'm trying to say? So y'all are embarking on the same journey. But if you don't learn, now I see why Edgar Hoover was angry. Because if they had this plan from back in the day, they knew that black folks overcame this. Did y'all hear me say we did this over? Remember, y'all drinking at the same water fountain as everybody else because of what we did. Y'all got the privilege you think you got because of what Martin Luther King did. Real, Medgar Evers died on my birthday. So y'all know this is deep within my heart. Real talk. Like, let me give me a drink of water and calm down a little bit. Because I said I was going to be chill because I ain't got no Bible with me. And I was just, instead of reading the Bible, I was going to tell y'all, it is time. This is the jump off. This is what we've been seeing. This is the purge. This is the forever purge, not just the purge. This is the forever purge. Because if they hate plus hate, if you know mathematics, hate plus hate equals hate. Positive hate plus positive hate equals hate, positive hate. That's just what it is. But if you go with some love plus hate equals forgiveness, it equals evangelism. So instead of yelling at the doggone Marines, National Guard, police, here's what you should be doing is telling them you and I both know you've been seeing something ugly and supernatural. Because you're in that position, you've been seeing, like, speak to their heart and say, you've been seeing what's happening. Right now, as a people, humanity, because look, our president said that Biden was a clone. That's alternative went mainstream. Our president said that something nefarious is happening. So you can look at these people and say something nefarious is happening. You know it, and they got you standing there as opposition. When the truth is, it doesn't have to be this way. It does not have to be this way. Quotas should never make you into a savage, because that's what's going on. ICE got quotas. That's what's going on. They implemented. Go look. Go look. They implemented quotas. Real talk. And in any job, when you got a quota, that means that just like when you got sales quotas, you got to sit on the phone with some people and honestly terrorize them, trying to get them to buy something that because of the quota. Am I lying? I know I ain't lying. I know I'm telling you because of that quota. You gonna sit on that phone and go, I understand, ma'am, but this really is good for you. I understand, but you really need it. Okay, ma'am, but you think maybe you know somebody that need it, or you know quotas make a job like because when you have a quota on a job, that means you could lose your job if you don't meet your quota. So therefore, them showing up at Home Depot, how disrespectful is that to a community of people? Real talk. When I remember when I'm 45 now, but I remember when I was 21, right? And there was some Mexicans at the Home Depot. I had a big dent in my car, like a huge dent in my car, right? That I was leasing, or you get what I'm saying, lease to own kind of situation. Well, anyways, long story short, the man told me he could take the dent out, and I think it was like for $10. He took the dent out of my car. Now, it because he was Mexican and he was at the Home Depot, should I automatically say he was illegal? No, because here's the deal. When I was going to college, let me tell y'all, when I was going to college, I was a single mother, okay, of three kids, real talk. So let me tell you where I was at, the barbershop, selling dinners so that I could survive. No, selling any holiday too. I was selling gift baskets. Y'all know the barbershop. Y'all know how the barbershop go. I was coming in like, hey everybody, hey, I'm an American citizen. That's part of the hustle. Real talk. Everybody within their community learns their hustle. Here it's trees. I'm in rural Kentucky now. White folks land. Real talk. But here's trees. If you got some trees in your yard, that's the hustle. Real talk. They can sell them trees for some money. Now, in the Mexican community, Home Depot might be the hustle. But at the same point, y'all flat out made them illegal for doing the cultural hustle. Only if you're white, so I won't say white, because I don't mean it like that. If you're privileged, that's what I mean. Because I do mean it like that. I do mean it like that. I've heard people here say things like they need to hang all of them. I've heard that. No, with my own ears. Right? Because I'm cool. I'm everybody's friend. Real talk. So I done heard some stuff. Let's not act like I ain't heard nothing. Real talk. I've known that this was coming to Mexican America for many, many years. Real talk. Here we go. They told you this and leave the world behind. How the black man was going to run for the white lady and try to prove himself to the white family as a provider, and how the white man was going to ignore the cries of the Mexican lady. Y'all saw that. Let's not act like it's theatrics, right? Y'all saw the movie Leave the World Behind. Let me just pause for a minute. Y'all know I ain't lying. The problem is I ain't sugarcoating the truth. I ain't an idolater. I'm not. I have no hierarchy other than God. God Himself is the one I'm loyal to. So I ain't loyal to a race. I ain't loyal to I ain't loyal to nothing but God. So y'all know I'm telling the truth. Then they predictively program and show you how things was about to go. Oh, no viewers literally went up to like 20, dropped down to nothing right when I got to this part. Y'all saw it. Don't act like y'all don't know. And remember, you coming back to watch it on the playback, because my people watch it on the playback. Come back and watch it on the playback and put it on double speed. I'm telling you, it's going to be an even better video if you watch it on double speed. But you know, you saw, you saw the predictive programming for each race to make sure it went the way they wanted it to go. Real talk. And I want y'all to know, this ain't white and black. This is humanity and Nazi. I said it. Snatched all the way again. Let's come on. We here. I've been waiting 5 years for us to get here. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is humanity and Nazi. This is truth. This is supremacy. What this is. This is but worldwide supremacy too. Don't think it's just in America. No, no, no. This is worldwide supremacy. But what do we know about supremacy? I know I used to be a comedian. I had to stop myself from what I was about to say. Oh, I'm 11th hour worker. That's another thing. I'm a Christian, but I just became a Christian. And I know God brought me here to be here for the 11th hour worker, for the person who just got here. Y'all know that parable about the 11th hour worker, how they get paid just as much as everybody else, but they got here on the last minute. I just got here. I just woke up, found out who God was, who Christ was, where we all stand on it. So sometimes I mess up. Long story short, I'm saying sometimes I'm real. I'm real. I'm that friend that held your hair back when we was drunk. Like I'm hurt. But God Himself on January 8th did something to me. January 8th, 2019 did something to me and showed me that He was real. Showed me that He was real. So I might mess up. That's what I'm saying. I pray that you have the Prince of Peace and grace within your heart. I didn't mess up. I stopped myself. And I'm not going to mess up. I'm not going to say it. But can I allude to it? Hold myself back. But y'all know what they say about supremacy. It's really people that are afraid that of supremacy are people that are afraid. Long story short, that their position isn't as strong as they think it is within God, right? So I'll say that instead of going the comedy route, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what supremacy is. They act big, but they small. Real talk. That's what supremacy is, right? And they scared. Real talk. But if we as a people listen to God, I ain't gonna say band together, no, because there's evil amongst all races. Real talk. Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Is what Jesus said. I get why He said it. If you've been watching this channel, you know that evil lurks. Real talk. And I'm talking about your cousin, your sister, your friend, your brother. Evil lurks. So I'm not gonna say that humanity needs to band together. What I'm gonna say is that we need to become the righteousness of God. That we need to walk in the understanding that we're going to do right by God no matter what. And because we're helpless within it. And God Himself is going to shepherd us out. That's what I'm trying to let you know. God Himself, but you got to be willing to listen. If you ain't willing to listen, God ain't going to shepherd you out. But if you're willing to let God be true and literally sit in those moments not with your family at your church and all that. I'm talking about sit in the moment with you, God, and your gospel music. That's how you gonna know which turn God is telling you to make. You get what I'm trying to say? That's the only way we're gonna make it out of this. Okay. So okay, where was I going with that? Y'all, this the jump off. And I promised I was gonna come here and give you guys the minimum of what you can do to survive this thing. One, well, this guys now we got to be broke up in two because we do got people that's out there on protesting lines. You get what I'm trying to say? And then we got other people that's watching this like, I see what God's saying. I ain't making no moves. I'm gonna stay back. Cause you see they, like if you type in LA riots live, you see the numbers keep dwindling, right? Cause the truth is, hate only can get you so far. It is not gonna get you where. It's not gonna get you to the promised land. It's not gonna get you to where you're trying to go, right? So what you're gonna need is organization and legislation. How many Mexican American lawyers are there? Here's something else. I'm gonna say this. I don't care if y'all don't like it, because I'm mean. You know, in the Mexican community, y'all got a lot of self hate. Y'all gotta stop that. That ain't gonna help y'all through this. That idolatry of thinking white is right is gonna destroy your entire movement. What you're going to need is some Mexican American lawyers that will sit down and tell people their rights, just like in the black, the civil rights movement. We had lawyers that sat down and told us our rights of what we were allowed to do, what we weren't allowed to do, how to come up against this in a proper and appropriate manner. So y'all as a people, y'all gonna have to get y'all lawyers together, and y'all gonna pool y'all money. If y'all lawyers are about money, then y'all got to pool y'all money, and y'all gonna have to sit down with lawyers and find out, because this is what's the word I'm looking for? Prejudice, prejudice. Because this ain't racism y'all going through. Y'all going through legal prejudges. You get what I'm saying? But you got an accent. They watch you, and the feeling that they're watching you. And I feel bad for that. I apologize for that. 'Cause I know that feeling. We know that feeling. Black folks know that feeling. So I know it's rough. But you're going to have to organize on another level unless you're part of what they're doing. Real talk. If you're a part of it, then you created the mayhem in the street. Real talk. But if you're not a part of it, I would say y'all need y'all grandparents to stand up and tell y'all to come home and pool your resources towards getting a lawyer to find out your family's legal means of dealing with these immigration situations. Real talk. Because you're not going to win out there cussing out people. You just watch the civil rights movement. You ain't going to win. Honestly, you're actually been a part of the problem. You ain't listening to what I said. If you're out there cussing out people, throwing bricks and throwing rocks, you see, we was too smart for that. I'm so proud of Let's give it up for our little black children during Ferguson. They was too smart for that. They started turning the camera like, look, who these people? Who these people with these masks on coming in here throwing bricks? They done put. I'm so proud of our kids for that. Real talk, because they tried to jump this thing off sooner. But then they went, okay, we can't get the black folks. Let's go ahead and get the Latino person. And I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, I pray that y'all realize you can't win like this. You can't win like this, baby. You can't win. And please excuse me, I don't mean to say baby. You may not like my channel, and I want to be as respectful as possible. And I'm going to let you know, they did this before. And you can't win like this. Honestly. The only way that you really gonna win is your lawyers are gonna, the people in your community are gonna have to come together and give you proper protest. Real talk. Think about Malcolm X. He had everybody dressed in a suit and tie. Everybody stood there toe to toe like football. Real talk. But then when they saw that that Malcolm X maneuvered those people, that they weren't out there, nah, they went, oh, he is a force to be reckoned with. Right now, you looking silly. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it bad, but I mean to say it as in, man, before 5 years ago, we had tons of civil rights schooling. I learned about this in school. You get what I'm trying to say? So we had the schooling, real talk. So therefore, you know this ain't the way to do it. You already know this ain't the way to do it. So what I'm trying to say is, these are obvious. If you know for sure this ain't the way to do it, these are obvious actors. These are obvious antagonists, and you're going to have to even still, gather your Mexican American, Latino American lawyers and sit down and talk about a strategy to protect your community. Don't think too big. Because if you protect your community, then you protected all the communities like yours. Real talk. You're going to have to sit down and come up with a strategy on how to protect your community. Real talk. Because if you try to go too big, like I've seen people, like I saw a YouTube thing where they were saying, somebody here, a dog inside, they don't want me to tell it, but I don't care. Real talk. Oh, I guess I gotta find out what's going on up there. But of course, if they got rid of Martin Luther King and I'm sitting here telling you the same thing as Martin Luther King, of course I should be worried. Real talk, but I pray you paying attention. Let's go get some dogs. I always told myself, don't go nowhere without your dog. But my dog didn't want to come down with me. So let me go get some dogs and find out what's going on, why everything barking. But I'll tell you this, no matter what, I'm not afraid. My God is real. That's what you need to know. God showed himself. He's real. And he loved us. And he's protecting us and he got our back. Real talk. So there's nothing they can do to me that would take that away from me. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like that moment that you saw, like let's say if you saw Santa Claus, think about it, kids saw Santa Claus, he was real, right? There's nothing anybody could say to make them think that Santa Claus wasn't real. You get what I'm trying to say? Well, that's what happened with me and God. I saw God, and I know that he's real. So no matter what, you know what I mean, the barking and everything, I'm only going up there to make sure. I'm only putting my shoes on to make sure, or to answer any call. But I don't have any fear because God is real. He's real. Real talk. So, okay, here's what I want to tell you. Now, I've already spoken to the Latino Americans. Because this y'all fight right now. Real talk, this y'all fight right now. But I don't believe anybody should participate within it. Real talk. Until y'all get organized, I'm praying because now I see why they did the whole Black Lives Matter thing the way they did. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Black Lives Matter was a bad organization. But now I see why they did it the way they did it. Don't it make sense? Now I see why it was discredited and all that other stuff, right? Because then, like this happening, it makes you want to rush to their side. It makes you want to uh, uh, participate. But I'm telling you right now, if they know better, like if they're listening to me, they'll pull back and then organize and then participate. That's like, and it got to be based on truth. It can't be based on the crap they're talking about. You know what I mean? It got to be based on truth. Everybody see them playing games with humanity, the theatrics of humanity, all lives matter situation. Everybody see them doing it. So if y'all not gonna stand up for the truth, which is they're doing it, real talk, that's the truth, right? Then, like, meaning, like, if you think this is about immigration, or you think this is about Trump, or you think this is about, uh, I don't know, some other idolatrous concept, you know what I mean? Then you sadly mistake. This is about God. This is about the righteousness of God. This is about Babylon being judged. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the reason why I don't think that you should participate. I don't think anybody should participate. No one should participate until they pull back and take this into the, I won't say the churches. The church has been infiltrated, but whatever. Take this into the block party of the street of talking with each other. That's worth it. You could do that. Take this to the block party. Get off of in front of the federal building speaking slurs to killers. I see that. I ain't got no viewers. But I'm telling you, get off of in front of the federal building speaking slurs to killers. If you patriotic, you know the Marines are killers. I'm patriotic. I'm glad we got killers on our team, but they are killers. So get out of the federal building. Get off of in front of the federal building speaking slurs to killers. That ain't wise. My name's Wisdom. That ain't wise. That ain't the way we do this. Instead, take it back to the block party concept and sit down with the people that know law and legislation and come up with a real, here we go. I could sit here like this all day, right? But pointing finger is not as powerful as a closed fist. I'm going to say this again. A pointing finger is not as powerful as a closed fist. Did y'all hear me? So that's what this channel is based upon, is being honest, giving that raw truth. I've always been that person. Remember, I'm not affiliated with no church. I'm not affiliated with no job. I'm not affiliated with any of the things that other people idolatrize. I am a regular human being that loves God. That's the only affiliation I got. Real talk. Not even like I tell the black folks like it is, and I tell the white folks like it is, and now I'm telling the Latino folks like it is. This ain't the way to do things. Real talk. This right here is exciting failure and destruction. Take it from black folks. Did you hear me? This is exciting failure and destruction. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I don't care if it makes you mad or not. Too many of your people have a self-hate. Y'all know this. Y'all know when y'all going across the border, you want to get, y'all know I'm telling the truth. You prefer to have a white officer deal with you than a Latino one. Why? Because it's too much self-hate going on. It's too much idolatry going on. Real talk. And until y'all unify, this right here is a losing cause. I'm sorry to tell y'all. The way it's going about is a losing cause. Real talk. I'm gonna need you to study what happened in the civil rights movement during Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. Real talk. These people were removed from the school system on a purpose because they won. Now, mind you, there were some casualties of war, but I'm sitting here free right now because they won. Real talk. How did they win? They ain't win the way you doing it. They ain't win the way you doing it. Real talk. They won with a complete nonviolent movement, with legislation and conversation. Real talk. With the opposition having a code of honor. Your opposition don't got a code of honor right now. So because of that, I'm right now as wisdom telling black folks, don't touch this. Don't touch this. I'm telling my people, I'm telling my people, don't touch this until it's pulled back and lawyers come in and people come up with a movement that offers uh, I got 3 bars and no viewers. Because I'm keeping it all the way real. They don't want this out of there. But unless it takes a step back and some like how we trained each other in them churches, of like Martin Luther King trained the NAACP trained black folks on how to deal with this kind of stuff. If y'all don't do that fast, then this right here is just what it meant it to be. The jump off of evil. Real talk. Remember this. I ain't talking about black and white. Remember, there's evil amongst you Mexicans. There's evil amongst black folks. There's evil amongst white folks. But if we could get y'all fighting with each other as a group, you don't see the evil right next to you. Real talk. So I want y'all to know that. I'm not saying this on a black and white level, because I know evil real, and I know your cousin evil. Flat out. I don't care what color you are. She evil. He evil. Real talk. So unless you put some legislation in it, bring some lawyers in that will work on the righteousness of God, black folks, don't touch this. Don't touch this. Real talk. This is part of the reaction. And we smart. This is why J. Edgar Hoover was afraid of us, because they knew we knew the end result of what they was doing. They knew we knew the code to get around it. They knew the Messiah was gonna come from us. Cause the other group right now is flailing in the street. Real talk. And y'all know Latino art, like it is flailing. I'm sorry, it is. Don't be mad at me for telling you shit. It's flailing in the street. The more evil you spew, the more evil you are brewing. You spew evil, you brew evil. Real talk. But if you bring in the truth of God, the righteousness of God, nobody could deny that. Nobody could deny that. It's been 5 years now. So if you can't be strong enough to bring in the righteousness of God, then I'm telling my people, don't touch this. This ain't for us. No, no, no. But if we do, if you do, yeah. Or if you bring in some, I won't even say no black leaders, because they've been grabbed by the boule. But what I'm saying is if you study how it was done and then do that, back then, not now, because right now we ain't got no leaders in the black community. Let me go ahead and be real. We ain't got no leaders. They all been bought up by the Illuminati. They've been bought up. Real talk. So you're going to have to study the leaders that were going through the hell of the civil rights movement. Because right now, y'all see it. Y'all know y'all. Think about it. Be afraid to go to Home Depot. To be afraid to go to the store. To be afraid to be waiting because they're encamped within your community specifically because you have an accent. Man, that's hell. That's hell. I know. As a black woman, no, for real, we had to hide our grandfathers in deep freezers so that the Klan wouldn't get them, take them out and hang them. And I live in rural Kentucky. That's the type of stuff they talk right now, currently. No, because everybody love me, so I'm sitting amongst the group. And I'm Peter right now. Y'all, if y'all read the Bible, y'all know what. Remember when Jesus was killed, and then Peter was sitting at the campfire. I'm sitting at the campfire. I just ended up at the campfire, And I'm telling you right now, they saying some ugly things. And I'm telling you, you can't win the way you think you can. No, you're going to have to take this to the heart. You're going to have to take this to that Martin Luther King Christmas time vibe, nonviolent, love thy neighbor, try to understand, plan with your family and your group, your block, your block. I ain't going to even say just your family. I'm going to say your block. Block to block. Y'all going to have lawyers and legislation people that's going to sit down and talk with y'all about how to deal with this. That has to happen within your community. All the time I hear y'all people say how why black folks don't unite. We united our butt off because we dealt with this and won. So I don't want to hear black folks don't know how to unite because we know not to do what y'all doing right now. So black folks do know how to unite. Real talk. And I'm telling y'all, and I pray y'all listening, y'all gonna have to study that in order to survive this. And as for me and my people, I'm gonna say y'all don't touch this. Don't touch this until it's organized. Don't be out there at that protest. Prepare your block. Prepare each one, teach one within your block, your community. Real talk. Like have patrols going up and down your street. Your block is what you need to be worrying about. Don't be down there in front. I'm gonna say this again. They are saying slurs like evil me, like your fat ass, like slurs to killers. Y'all know the Marines are killers. I ain't saying that in a bad way because I love the Marines. I always wanted to be a Marine husband. Never got one. I wanted to be hoorah. Like I love the Marines. Real talk. But they some killers. And you sitting there slurring spews at killers. Now it's time to take this back to the block. Real talk. It's time to get off of get off of in front of that federal building unless you in on this. Because we ain't about to be running to the aid of people that's in on this. So I'm gonna tell you this, since as a people if all lives matter, then we all need to come together and find out the legislation, the law on such things, and then create a protest geared towards upholding that law and legislation. But being out there yelling at killers, no, that ain't wise. My name's Wisdom, by the way. So if my name is Wisdom, then I'm gonna tell you that ain't wise. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, I hope I see they snatched it, and honestly, I don't care. They snatched all my viewers. It's cool, but I pray if you coming back to watch it on double speed, and you will understand. You will see the vibe of where I'm going. Christmas vibe, non-violent, intellectual, dashiki intellectual. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You actually know what I'm talking about. Like real talk. Intellectual, that's the only way that this right here is gonna be dealt with without tearing down the entire country with it. That I ain't down with that either. I'm a patriot. If you go look at my other videos, you'll see it said like when I'm in my living room, it's saying under God we trust. Real talk. One nation under God is what it says. So I genuinely believe that America was created to hide the real Israelites. That it was created. It was their land. That this is that place. So I'm down. Like I'm a patriot. I don't want America to fall. But I ain't gonna say but, I'm gonna say and. I don't want America to fall, and it's up to the Americans to acknowledge, to recognize their theatrics, and for us to come to the table with some truth. I'm watching them out there insulting Trump. Trump is on the golf course. Are you serious? You sitting up there F Trump? Man, don't you got real problems? Don't you got real problems and you sitting here F Trump? Real talk. Like that's what's letting me know it's either theatrics or y'all ain't been noticing the civil rights. Like y'all totally discarded the civil rights movement. Real talk. Cause ah, you sitting there trying to insult. This your 1 minute to you got your family out here and you mad about them raiding your community and your 1 second is built trying to dog Trump. If anything, I know if I was on that front line, I ain't gonna be on that front line. By the way, just so y'all know, ain't nowhere in the world I'd be on that front line. That's theatrics. But if I was on that front line, I'd be talking to each one of them soldiers, genuine, saying, "Come on now, you've been seeing this from COVID to now. You've been seeing what this government is doing, and I'm telling you right now, where it comes to history, which side of history do you want to live on? Because right now, the a whole thing, the civil rights movement, all of it is playing out. What part of history do you want to end up on? You want to end up on the side of history to stop the little girl from going to school, right? Or do you want to end up on the side of history that lynched people? What side of history do you want to end up? Considering the fact we saw them from COVID until now be playing games with our lives. That's what I would be doing. I'd be talking to the soldiers standing in front of me saying, "We've seen it. Come on now. This right now, you need to be home protecting your family. Right now, you need to be on the side of humanity because there's something big and nefarious afoot and it ain't human. You know it. Our own president called our other president a clone. That's the kind of playing with our minds they doing. That's what I would say to the people in front of me. I wouldn't waste my 2 minutes of truth trying to insult Trump. Are y'all serious? That's like you insulting the absent. Nobody got time for that. There's real stuff going on. There's people really, their family members are being separated like in the slave movement. Real talk, separate, send you to Venezuela. That's just the same as separate you from Africa and send you to America. How you getting back home? They done you gotta have a star on your license to get back home. You can't get back home. So if you are an American and you get deported, how the hell are you getting back home? So it's real. It's real enough to say that if you got a bit of a heart, you should understand that that ain't right. That ain't right. Nobody should be worried about how they getting back home. We're literally watching the same concept as Africa, where they're literally being grabbed and sent somewhere else. How the heck are they getting back? That's the destruction of family. So don't get me wrong. Even though I talk cocky, I got heart for what's going on. But if you don't got enough heart to see that this got to be strategically done differently, what am I doing? What are any of us doing? This got to be done strategically differently ASAP. ASAP. Strategically different ASAP. For me, as one of the 11th hour workers, a prophet of God assigned over a certain group of people flat out, go look at my credentials. I've been predicting this all from day one. For me to assign and tell my people, like, you should be, look out for each other, like, go be a part of that protest, nah, I can't do that. This got to step it up in like, you got to at least learn from the pains of my people before I send my people out there. Like, you got to at least be a student and an like, you got to at least be educated upon the last time this happened, because it happened before. That's why I'm here, because it's heartbreaking watching it. Like, no, it's heartbreaking. Like, no, you setting us all back with that. Like, you sitting here insulting the anybody in front of you. Man, there ain't no way in the world I'd be on that front line insulting anybody. I'd be telling the truth. God is on his way. Honestly, this right here, this is supernatural and nefarious. And honestly, we watched 100,000 people lose their jobs. We watched Elon Musk look at all of our like right now they probably listening to me in the woods. Look at all of our information, know where each one of us was at, and then quit and then cut out. Like you telling me that ain't theatrics? This man basically was let inside of our bosom, and then he quit. Like literally, you saw my dirty panties. Like, and then you quit. You saw my address, my phone number, my credit report, everything. Then you quit. And y'all cool with that? Like y'all don't see this? Are y'all serious? Y'all see this? Y'all see this, right? Uh, God have mercy on our souls if you don't see this. So, yeah, like I said, I have no Bible. I just needed to, like, I don't know. I feel like I've been bred for a moment like this, and I'm watching it and to not be able to pick a side. I can't pick a side in this. I can't pick a side in this at all. Why? Why? Y'all want to know why? Because my name is Wisdom. 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 That's my name. So I ain't about to do no. I'm not about to get out on the front lines and yell slurs at a whole bunch of killers. That don't make sense. And I don't think you should either. I think you should. I think the lawyers within your community should do pro bono work, like how our lawyers within our community. What Martin Luther King was a lawyer. They were lawyers. Lawyers within our community did pro bono work. And that's how we dealt with this system. So I think you got to do that too. Real talk. You got to. That's why. Why you got to do that too? Because we won. No, when they did this before, we actually overcame it. While I'm drinking water. Because we couldn't drink water from a fountain and we couldn't read. We weren't allowed to read. It was against the law. It was against the law for us to read. And we couldn't drink water at the water fountains. And we couldn't go to the same schools. And we had no books. And we literally had to wait on a certain day of the night where they would come. No, that's how bad it's going to get for you if you don't do something now. No, in a certain morning of, because we're talking about Nazis. We ain't talking about white folks. There's something different. That's fallen angels. Nazis are fallen angels. Blood. Okay? I said it. Nazis are fallen angel blood. Fallen angels. Yeah, yeah. So don't think I'm talking about white folks or black folks. I'm talking about Nazis. Yeah. So they came in the middle of the night and they put crosses in our yards and they killed our fathers. Literally, they killed the men. They within whole houses. Simply because that same anger that you're spewing, we spewed it at one point. We lost. And then later on, we came back with lawyers from our community that did pro bono work. We had to pay them because we did pro bono work. It mattered to them too. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. That's the way I talk. So don't like you can be mad, but I told you the truth. The way I talk. You could give your auntie to tell the truth like this. So I'm telling the truth. Until y'all take a step back and actually unify, like how many times I've seen, people within that community think we did, and we overcame. So now it's time. Until that happens, I can't give the go-ahead for my people to be a part of this. So, for my people, do not, I repeat, do not participate within this. Real talk. Get yourself a lawyer. Buy land. Here we go. This is what I would tell my people right now. Buy land, even if it's a campsite. It don't have to have no land on, like it don't have to have a house on it. Buy land away from city centers that you can flee to. It's called the Feast of Booths. God talked about this, so it ain't just me. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm a prophet of God, and he said it's called the Feast of Booths. That is a time within humanity and society where God tells you to leave your home and create a shelter like this in the wilderness. It's that time. So that's what I want to tell my people. Is that now's the time, even if it's raw land with a water source in the woods, so that if you have to flee from the city, you got a destination and you're not waiting on the couch. I said it. I'm telling you the truth. Real talk. What else do I want to tell my people? If you can't buy, uh, uh, if you can't buy land, let's say you don't have, like, now mind you, everybody ain't broke. But y'all saw all the stimuluses came through, so some people got enough money to buy a little acre or a point something of an acre of rural no zoning land. So don't think everybody broke, okay? Everybody ain't broke. But if you are broke, buy boards for your windows. Buy boards for your windows. Buy security cameras. Real talk. And you need to go into your house and have weekly meetings with your family on how you're going to get out. Real talk. God has made, please like and share, y'all. Please like and share. But God has made Goshen with reputable people all across this nation. I'm one of them, where he prepared this place. Go look at my videos. You'll see he prepared a place for you beforehand. Real talk. So there's a place prepared for you, but you got to let God be true and listen. And you also have to be non-violent. Real talk. You got to get that Christmas vibe. I know you like, I lost a whole bunch of people. They got killers in the streets. I get it. But at the same point, killers are intelligent. So if you can't come at them with an intelligent conversation and touch their heart, remember God said, don't worry about what you're going to say because he'll take over for you. But first you got to know God in order to let him take over for you. You get what I'm trying to say? So if they got killers in the street. Those killers are intelligent. They ain't dumb. So you're going to have to be able to speak with intelligence. Real talk. You speak to their heart. Real talk. You're going to have to be able to speak truth. That's another thing. I learned that in heaven, they only speak in truth. Like, that's the only words that come out their mouth in heaven is truth. So you're going to have to speak in truth. Love, kindness, understanding, solutions, innovatively. You're going to have to be that in order to get through what's coming. Real talk. Think about it. I've been telling y'all for years to be nonviolent and to be Christmas vibe oriented. Think about if they was Christmas vibe oriented, would things be going down the way they're going down? And they yelling at Trump for sending the National Guard because the excited things, are they doing any different than exciting things? That's the pot calling the kettle black, ain't it? Y'all exciting things. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to be no punk. No. I'm telling you to be smart. This block party time. Same way we did. We did it at the church house. This block party time. What you thought a block party was for? Meetings. Real out. But just standing in the street cussing at killers? Nah, it ain't that time. Y'all messing that up. No. I said it. And I'm okay with it. So, yeah, this is the realest podcast ever, I think. You know, because I'm watching something. Y'all, we there. And I've been preparing y'all for it. I'm telling y'all right now, now's the time, lawyers, calling all lawyers of your family. If you got a friend that's a lawyer, you need to sit down with them and talk about your individual and family rights. Real talk, you got to do that. That's intelligent. What you doing in the street? Cussing and fighting and throwing rocks? That sounds childish, don't it? No. Instead, you need to sit down with the lawyers that you know. You need to go look up your connections and find out who you know, where you know them from, and then you need to sit down and find out your rights. That's what you need to do. Remember, this channel went viral because me and Miss Faithful bought a lawyer, paid a lawyer cash when COVID came out to find out what was our rights. But we knew that they only could make businesses, like only businesses could make you take that shot, not the government. We knew that before anyone else because we hired a lawyer. I'm telling you, that's what it's time to do. Hire a lawyer. Find, like, talk to lawyers with your family. And if they don't want no parts of it, then no, they've been bought by the Illuminati. And they got to be quiet for their papers. But you better know that I see you when you got to be quiet when the humanity is going through this. And you got to be quiet because of your papers. Come on now. All right, cool. Be quiet then, but don't associate with those people no more because they opposite. Y'all know what an op is. They opposite. Still talk. Right now, remember how Jesus said you would know them by their fruit? Well, you need to pay attention to everybody around you fruit. And if they fruit ain't giving God on, like it ain't giving God vibes, then you need to disassociate yourself regardless of color. Because all lives ain't good. There you go. I believe all lives matter, but all lives ain't good. Real talk. So you need to disassociate yourself if you see them upholding idolatry and don't care about God and the struggle of humanity. Then yeah, you need to disassociate because that means they've all. Here's what God told me. You know how you've been trying to tell everybody what's going on, but they ain't listening to you. A lot of those people already know. No, millions upon millions of people already knew about this plan before it hatched. Y'all hear me? Millions upon millions of people knew about this plan before it hatched, but they've been sworn to secrecy. That's what a secret society is. They've been sworn to secrecy. So don't be mad that they ain't listening to you. Just know they are. They know. They know. They just don't want to. So therefore they shouldn't be at your meeting. That's what I'm trying to say. Get some security about you. They shouldn't be at your meeting. If you've been telling them what's going on and they've been ignoring you and spinning you, and then you finally find some people that's gonna listen, and then now they want to be a part of that. Nope, you are out. And it's time to be that truthful and that honest. Real talk. I hope y'all understand. I hope I'm keeping it real. You said I remember when you did. I missed it. I missed what I had did. But praise God, I'm glad you've been there. Judy, you've been there for 5 years now. 5 years of God giving prophecy and revelation and beforehand. We've been doing this beforehand. Before it happened, I've been telling y'all this beforehand. Real talk. So we know a program. Remember, I'm the one that told y'all that POGROM is here. Remember, they can't. What I tell y'all about that? I literally told y'all this is a program, is a ritual, like a Luciferian kind of ritual that doesn't end with, like, it has to end with a spoil. That means they gotta come face to face. They can't just keep doing this manipulative psyop stuff. They have to come face to face as the ending of the program. There it goes. Face to face. And if they keep on yelling cuss words at killers, oh, they coming in the house soon. They coming to your house. Yeah, you. They coming to your house soon. Real talk. Unless y'all go ahead, the lawyers give up pro bono work, like how they did in the civil rights movement. Real talk, until Martin Luther King come forth and say, nope, nonviolent only. That we're smart enough to talk and you're smart enough to listen, right? Real talk. Or you smart enough to talk and we smart enough to listen. All right. We're smart enough to come up with compromise and understanding, and we're also smart enough to file legislation and all that stuff. That's how the civil rights movement made its movement. That's why it's a movement. Other than that, it's just been some people in the middle of the street acting a fool. Ooh, I'm mad that they're insulting our intelligence like this, you know? Because I know Latino America ain't falling for it. Or they might fall for it for a little while, but I can't wait until I see y'all come out and realize and really unite. Y'all know how many videos I've seen of Latino people saying how black people don't know how to unite because they, this, that, and the other. Well, it's your turn. Come on. When I see that, then I'm going to go, okay, there's a real resistance against this movement. But until I see that, this theatrics. This theatrics. Why are you cussing out somebody's uncle who got a job? He getting paid. Hold on, like 20 something dollars an hour to be at those protests. Longer the protest goes on, the more them boys getting paid. Try Mike. Can I be done? Longer the protest goes on, the more your opposition is getting paid. Overtime. Real life, the LAPD union is making money overtime. But if y'all take this back to the block party, let's stop. Now y'all did something. Y'all stopped them from getting paid. Real talk. But if there's somebody get paid, you want it to keep going on. You get what I'm trying to say? It's time for us to be intelligent. It's time for us to be wise. And I pray that y'all listen. All right, I got to get out of here because y'all know I do not do the woods. I'm out in the woods. I do not do the woods at sunset. My name's Wisdom. I'm in the house. Holla back, though.